repair. I have to fix a broadcast that I did before. Did it on Plex Media servers. Unfortunately, the sound did not come out very well, and honestly, I don't know why. So, I am going to try to briefly explain this, and I may have to redo the entire thing tomorrow. I don't know. Just trying to find a way to get you guys this information and get it to where you guys can actually understand what the heck I'm trying to tell you. Give me a second to plug my headset back in. It's starting to die on me already. Alright, so basically Plex Media Server is basically your way of creating your own personal Netflix account where you don't have to pay for it. You know, for the most part. I say that loosely because there is a Plex subscription that you could, get up for, and I think it's like $5 a month, something like that. But the benefits are pretty, you know, nice compared to the tiny bits you actually have to pay per month for that. But everything works for the most part without the actual Plex Pass. You don't really need the Plex Pass to make this work. Um, you can broadcast it in your home or outside your home. For legal purposes, I would like to address a couple small things. Now, if you're planning on putting this, Plex server together and you want to stream these movies, big blockbusters hits that were just released, 2, 3 days ago, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Reason being is because we all know piracy is illegal, and if you add them up there, you download them, whatever, you add them up to your server, then you're facing 200. I think it's like $250,000 a year, or $250,000 per video, as a fine, plus possible jail time. And unless you're rich as shit, I don't think you got that kind of money. And if you are rich as shit, you probably, don't give a shit about buying the damn DVDs and doing it legal anyway. But this is mainly for people that want to share their home videos that they create themselves, as well as being able to um, rip like DVDs that they've purchased themselves in the store. And you know, let me reiterate the fact that you know I don't know 100% on the legality of it, but I wouldn't see why there should be too big of a deal if you ripped a DVD that you owned. As long as you went to the store, you bought it, you physically still have the you know physical copy of it. Um, you should be fine. You should be able to rip it onto your server and then watch it from anywhere you would like. Now, the moment you broadcast that outward and start sharing it with your buddies, that's when you might start having a illegal issue on your hands, because that I'm pretty sure is going to be illegal, and they will fry your ass if they catch you doing it. Um, Big corporations, they have absolutely zero interest in showing you any mercy, and if they think that they can get some type of monetary gain out of prosecuting you, they're going to do it. So with that being said, let's kind of get down to the explanation on where to go, how to get started with this. So basically, let me switch over to my screen share here. Once I figure out where my screen share is at, there it is. Alright, so basically we're going to go here, Plex.tv. Now you go Plex.tv, you're going to see right here, go to downloads. Basically, Plex Media Server for a computer. Now you could do it on a NAS system. Anybody that doesn't know what a NAS is, it's a network attached storage. Basically, that would be a great way to go. But for this particular instance, we're going to go computer. Anybody that knows a little bit about NAS and would like to go it on a NAS, it's really not that difficult and not that different. So basically, it's going to ask you, are you Korean or English? I'm not really sure why they do Korean and English. Obviously, maybe they're still in development of more languages that this can be put under. I don't know. But you will hit download on English. Basically, you'll see your download here, unless you're like Firefox or whatever, and it'll be up here. You go ahead and download that. It takes just a few seconds. Then you install it. Once you install, um, which you should know how to do. If you don't know how to install it, then perhaps you should focus more on an education than watching movies all day. That's just my personal opinion. Alright, so basically you come into your server itself. Now your server, TV show, Blind Spot, I own it. Anime, movie, TV shows. I've categorized mine in 3 different types. So any of my anime that I own, any of my movies, any of my TV shows. That's pretty much what I do. Now, server, or should I say the settings, you can go into general, and that's going to basically say, hey, I want to automatically sign in. I want to automatically play theme music whenever I go into a television show or movie or whatever before I actually hit play on it. Show unwatched icons helps you kind of keep track of what you have and have not seen. Enable keyboard shortcuts, sure, whatever. Allow feedback to insecure connections, fallback. If you're doing it on a local area connection, inside your home, then definitely wouldn't mind. Now, if you do it outside the network, depends. You might want to be careful on that because, speaking out of experience, you don't want to give anybody the opportunity to exploit any type of program that's running in your computer that uses an outbound port. Because if it has any type of security flaw, they will exploit it. Then they'll gain access to your system, either control it remotely, put viruses in there, steal data, things of that nature. And then this could end up costing you a lot of money in the long run, so you don't want to do that unless you know what you're doing. So basically, search channels, search shared libraries. Most of this is default. This is what you really need to take and focus on, though. Local quality. You should be good with local quality. I max mine out because any local quality, local is going to be pretty good nowadays. Remote quality. Now, if you are sharing your home movies, to your buddies, then just control about what upload speed you want that to go. That way, or actually I should say control their download speed, how fast it goes into their system. I have a pretty decent internet connection, so I'd use 4. Online quality, I just keep it as original. And then of course HDMI, HTML, sorry, that direct play, direct stream. Then it's going to ask about allow direct play of AC3 audio, or whether you want to prefer your AAC audio, things of that nature, boost levels. Here's a nice little thing that I like, and I only put one up there because it gets very frustrating after a while if I have more than one. But basically, cinema trailers to play before movies. It kind of gives you the, I'm at the big theater, image feel when you're watching one of your really awesome movies that you just ripped from one of your DVDs. Say you bought it that day and you haven't watched it yet. You just figured, hey, let me rip it real quick, put it in high def, and then play it on my Plex server. That's great. You do it. Server. So basically, what we're gonna do is friendly name, send them anonymous messages or whatever, anonymous usage data to Plex, the path where your data is stored, size of the IPC buffer in bytes, support away mode when preventing system sleep. That's a good thing to have up there. Enable Plex Media Server debug logging, enable Plex Media verbose logging. I'm not worried about those. Update channel Plex Pass. No biggie. Let's see here. Remote connection. This right here is currently disabled for me. Um, Not available outside the network, mainly because I have not enabled this to do so as my location now. Basically, whenever you go to on long trips, say you know have a lot of really good internet at your house, um, and you have a lot of downtime at work, whatever, and you can afford to do so, and you want to play a movie or whatever, you can do that by opening up your ports through your router, and of course, it will depend on the bandwidth that you have when you're playing it. But basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. Network, I would enable the server to support IP version 6. Secure connections are definitely preferred. Wouldn't disable, that. I would just say prefer it. Uh, GDM, things of that nature. Just make sure that's all checked. Let's see here. Transcoder, another very important thing. The higher quality, encoding. If you have a really powerful computer, hit, make my PC hurt, especially if you're on a dedicated. Basically, transcoding is going to basically allow it to transfer or translate your audio from one format to another, something that's going to support your actual system that you're playing it on. And that's very useful, because if your device doesn't support a specific audio that it might be in, and you don't have it encoding the way it's supposed to, then all that's going to do is sound horrible to you and might not even play at all. So I would say definitely have some decent transcoding up here. And of course, it just depends on here. I would keep everything default. I'd put very fast on my background transcoding. Save changes, and then you're good. Languages, basically, just if you're here in America and you speak English primarily, then put English. If you don't, put whatever language you decide that you want to put up there. Subtitle mode, manually selected for me, but you can also do always enabled or show with foreign audio, and prefer subtitles in English. That's if you have subtitles that you may not have to worry too terrible much about, because you might not have subtitles with some of your stuff, especially if you're just doing manual uploads for to your server with home movies or something of the family that you just want to be able to access, or you want to be able to show your grandmother or your family that might live states away. So enable the DLNA server. No, don't worry about that. You can if you would like, if you know more about those servers. But schedule tasks. Basically, I check everything. check everything, and then 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. That way it has time to refresh every day and make sure that it gets all the updated stuff that it can. And then of course cinemas, play whatever trailers that you would like. It also gives you the ability to do a cinema pre-roll video. So before the actual trailers start, it will play whatever video you want, and just put in your URL here of whatever video you want, save changes, and you're good. Users, basically only if you have the Plex Pass allows you to do that. Devices, keep track of whatever devices you have. I have connected to this daggum thing a lot. It looks like my girlfriend has connected to this, mine 30 some odd minutes ago. But it's pretty extensive on the features that you can do with this thing. Status, it shows what you have, what activity you've had, sync, conversions, now playing, which is letting me know there's nothing playing right now, but if my girlfriend decided she wanted to play something, it would show that, reflect that up there. But basically that's pretty much the extent of your Plex server. Now I will say that, let me get this up again, whenever you go to create the server, to put your movies in here, add folders, basically you're going to put the name of it, you're going to select what type it is, whether it's movies, TV shows, music, photos, or home videos. I use TV shows for this particular one because it's anime, and the closest thing to it is TV shows. Add folders. So basically I have a network drive that I have networked to the home system, and that is my A drive. So basically that's where I find all my data, all my anime. So, and I put that there, save the changes. Well, actually I can come down to here, and then of course include in dashboard. Agent, it allows you to select whatever agent you want it to be pulling the information from. Save changes. In doing so, it does that. You do the same thing with movies. Add folders. M for movies. Another network attached drive. Yeah, it's just basically, it's really simple once you do that, and then basically you pick whatever you want and play it, and then it'll start looking very much like Netflix, just a little bit different color scheme. So let's see here. I think that should be pretty much it for the most part. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below, and if you would like any other help with any other computer related issues, feel free to shoot me a comment below, ask questions. I don't mind, and if this has helped you out, throw a small donation on my YouTube channel. Everything helps, and it keeps fresh content coming to you guys every day. Alright, you guys take care, and hope to hear from you guys soon.